All right, we're back. And guess what? Shit works.
Imagine that.
I know. Ah. All right. With that, we'll be right back to grab a drink, everyone. So hold on to your pants if you're wearing them. If not, hold on to whatever else is at hand. That's not a fleshy appendage like Desmond's. That's a bit weird. Be right back.
Fleshy appendage.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
If you want to sound fancy, you can say appendage.
Appendage.
Appendage. I know, it's ridiculous. Poor solution.
I'm saying nothing. I'm just going to stay muted and just chuckle to myself. It's the best way to be. Does wearing trousers for once. Good. All right. I think with it just being us four, I think we're good.
Yeah? Lee?
Garrett, are you?
Indeed. I never
perfect.
left.
Could you do me a small favour, Garrett?
If it is what you think, I'm going to say no.
Oh, no! It's exactly what you think I'm going to say because fuck Discord. There we go. Cheers, buddy. Oh,
Fucking Discord.
It
Anybody
used to be
remember
good.
when it just worked?
All right. So with that then, Garrett,
Yes.
would you like to update us with what you've been up to? Or at least part of some of the great plans of Garrett Blackthorn?
Well, my first task really has been to bottle a little of the bloodshot. Because in a few days we've got a meeting with the Silent Road, and I need to show them what they're going to be transporting for me. And who knows, the man might want a sample.
Yeah.
And then I'll get a really good deal on it.
In that case, then, do you want to do that now, or do you want to hold fire for a bit with some of the other stuff? Your call.
We'll do it in a little while.
Okay.
Because it was what, 4 or 5 days
Sure.
in the future. And I shall probably take the boys' wonder with me.
A bit of show of force.
All right. You know, you've got to have the muscle.
The muscle and the magical cannon.
Mm-hmm. So just as a quick reminder for everyone, what is this bloodshot?
Oh, it's a lovely wee aperitif.
Aperitif, is it?
Yeah. It's it's a compound made from horrific mushrooms supplied by the botanist. That when stewed into a tea, give the drinker a feeling of euphoria, at the very least, and turns them into a dribbling zombie. And then put some glittery stuff inside.
Mm-hmm.
And we call it the Bloodshot.
Perfect. So, what sort of bottle do you think this would this be going in? Just so I can make the actual item, because I've got a sneak suspicion, mate, that you're going to be needing this in the near future.
Yeah, definitely. If you were to think of something on the lines of a very expensive brandy bottle, like a Louis XVI, if you were to Google such a thing.
Holy shit.
Oddly specific.
Yeah. Okay. In that case then, for the moment, until I get something a little bit more apt. Is that the one with like the slight spiky edges to it?
Yeah. It's crystal bottle as well. It's not glass.
Fucking hell.
It's the kind of bottle you could like do damage with.
It's a sort of bottle which just says, "I'm very expensive."
You can't afford me.
Yeah. If you have to ask how much, you can't afford it.
All right. Alright, as a temporary measure, I'll use this. So I'll throw this in your inventory. It's not got a description or any effects yet, but there we go. It's in your inventory, Garrett, under your consumables. We'll sort it out closer in time, but maybe as the prototype, it's
Yeah.
How much of this stuff do you brew?
I think it maybe 2, maybe 3 bottles, which is probably the extent of a grow of the mushrooms. Because the whole idea is for it to be rare but very expensive.
Alright, so with Bloodshot in hand, this viscous red alcoholic herbal infusion with gold flecks stands ready to be consumed. Garrett, for your knowledge of beauty, should I say, or at least things that would garner the the attention of the eye, are second to none. You know what people would like. You understand what would intrigue the aristocracy or those with money. And this thing looks like a prime example of a pompous, basically a pompous alcoholic beverage.
Oh yeah, it's liquid gold.
Is anybody else with you while you're doing this, or is this a solely keep it away from Vanya thing?
This is me locked up in the Thorn Room. that only I can get into because of the thorn wall that now
Mhm.
grows behind the doors.
I don't know if you get the reference, but I'm thinking like Dexter's Lab, and Garrett is Dexter, and Vanya's Dee.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a blast from the past. Yeah. All right. So, with the product in hand, Garrett, what else do you wish to do?
Just carrying on with the day-to-day running of the folly, making sure our interests are ticking over. Writing out a list of the things that we would like the road to import for us.
Okay.
Fresh vegetables, named meats.
Why you're fed up of serving the nondescript meat of something?
I mean, over the years, Garrett's sampled the finer things in life, and this isn't.
Yeah, this is not it.
But also, if the folly is serving better food than anywhere on the western side of the city, and better alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
it's again a license to print money.
Absolutely.
And also, once the fighting pits are open, refreshments are going to be required down there.
That's another thing that I want to just quickly touch on, if you don't mind, Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, Dwen has been getting the plates built up, the fighting pit and the underground bar. But obviously, she's not been doing this alone. This is something that you, I would imagine, have had a pretty in-depth overview of, almost to the point of, you're the one managing it. So, what's it? What do you envisage the pit and the bar to be like? What sort of theme are you going for? How's it coming along?
The bar area is going to be like a comfortable opulence. Like if you think back to the Thank Table.
Mm-hmm.
So things are strong and hard wearing, but give the sort of veneer of poshness about it. Sort of first stage of it becoming a more upper class area. And the fighting pits itself, where be it more wooden Roman Colosseum type affair, built in a underground bunker of death.
So at one of these moments, you kind of be stood there with Dwen as she's got her arms folded, looking over the bar with you, Garrett. And she'll reach down, take 2 planks of wood, and thrust them in without 6 inches of your face. Black, right? Black. She waved the first piece of wood that's been stained with an incredibly dark dye, and on the other side she then goes, or lighter brown, or both.
Brown for the tables, black for the bar area.
Oh, this is posh, yes. It's going to be all smart. And how good are you with a brush, Garrett?
About as well as I am with any other tool that you've handed me.
Oh, marvellous. I'm glad you said that. See, I was thinking perhaps we have some sort of mural on the wall, or alternatively, and with that, Dwen, with this devilish smirk, turns around, grabs a large like a stain brush that you'd use for covering wooden fence posts, and she just thrusts it in your direction. Ah, what about one of these? We've got a lot of wood to dye and stain.
Well, if it makes this area open on time, it's not the first time I've worked under you.
I was going to ask Cypher, but I just saw him drag a sledgehammer in the other day, and after he put it down, his arms, well, the best way I could have described it is he looked like an ooze. Spaghetti noodles, his arms, just flailing in a stiff breeze sort of affair. But, well, in that case, if I can manage you for a few hours, then that would certainly get things going. I can then cut the rest down while you... and she starts motioning to several large pieces of wood that have been cut for the, for like the countertops.
Right, I'll make a start then. And Gout strips off his jacket.
Dwen will just fold her arms, look over you, and give you that, that subtle nod of, appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
Toned. Good physique. Strong. I'm glad you've not been skipping your exercises. I would have hated to have to drag you back to the shop and get you to hammer out another 1,000 or 2 nails.
Not the nails. My arms still shake thinking about them.
Alright. Well, in that case, let's talk more painting.
And Gout starts painting away.
With a playful grin, Dwen will also return to her work. And again, with you dipping in and out over the span of the next couple of weeks, the bar and the fighting area would make mass amount of progress. Every day, every time you pop in, Garrett, to oversee what's happened, it's starting to look more and more like the place you envisage. Granted, I will quickly say, the food and ale supplies have been going down considerably since Dwen started here.
You do surprise me.
Yes. Yeah, there's you usually would see at least like stocked outside the entrance to the bar, a few empty kegs that have been rolled down from the basement.
It's the price of doing business.
All right.
During this time as well, we'll have been clearing out the other staircase, the one that comes out underneath the storehouse.
Yeah.
So anyone being brought into the fighting pits doesn't go through our living spaces, as it were.
Excellent. So you've got a more clandestine approach. And again, I would imagine you'd probably set Dwen to sprucing this up, so it's got wooden archways perhaps down the corridor. Yeah. A couple of lanterns to light the way, and making overall a rather swanky, luxurious gambling den for all intents and purposes.
Oh yeah. Sort of cut above what's normally found in lower streets. Well, the whole western side of the city. Yeah.
I was about to say the vast majority of gambling rings in the western side of the city would probably be like a few wooden pickets thrown up in the middle of a street with a couple of rats on leashes, rolling dice and throwing copper coins at it. So yeah, this place has never been seen, at least in your memory, at least of Nova Stoya. Perhaps further in the city, who knows? But yeah. The western side's certainly got a new premier entertainment venue on the rise.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I've had my fun. Any excuse to get Dwayne out.
And also, these things have been stained to perfection. There's not a bit missed. All the brush strokes are going with the grain. Perfect.
Yeah. All right. So, anything else you wish to do, Garrett?
I'm waiting for Cypher to deliver me a project.
That had come fairly shortly after he got it. He'd invite you down. You probably find him pacing backwards and forwards outside the fucking throne room. He waiting for you. Got this fucking gem in his hands, and he's like, oh, "Where is he? Oh, where is he?"
What have you got there?
Ah, got it.
With a look of innocence on his face. Got what?
Well, the garnet, of course. Look, I got it.
Oh, is this what Falco sent people out for but didn't send people out for?
Maybe.
Were you being Falco?
Yeah, of course it was. Falco, I couldn't find him anywhere. I was running around, I was shouting his name, he wasn't there, and Valentina came and shared all this information, and I needed it done.
Sometimes I really envy you. And sometimes you really scare me.
Why?
Hmm.
I don't get it.
Can I very quickly ask, Cypher, would you mind throwing up the 2 things you used? To be Falco.
Da,
Just
da,
so,
da, da, da.
And just give everyone a reminder, a very brief reminder of how this works.
Yeah, if they didn't put 2 and 2 together yesterday, it was in fact Cypher shape changed using where is it? There it is. Troubadour's Foundry. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. He could be anyone. He could be watching you right now. He could be you, and you'd not even know it.
So let's have a look at this thing then.
It's pretty good. It's bigger than I thought.
Yes.
I don't think they'll fit in a ring, and he just like plonks this fist-sized garnet in Garrett's hand.
No. I don't even think Desmond would want to carry that around with him all day.
I don't think Desmond's very well. Or he is very well? I haven't decided yet.
Can Desmond get sick?
Cypher just kind of shrugs. Eh.
Keep an eye on him, and if need be, take him to the society to be checked.
Not a bad idea. It might have just been something he ate, though.
So, this garnet, I think I'm going to have to cut it. Break it into smaller pieces.
Break it? I'll go get Dwayne's sledgehammer.
No.
Oh, okay.
Think of it more like cutting a piece of meat into workable steaks.
Cypher pulls out a dagger. All right.
Garrett pulls out his jeweler's kit out of his pocket. I think it feels more like this.
Well, I don't know, do I?
Yeah, that's why you brought it to me. So this ring, how big would you like it?
Cypher holds out his hand. About that big. Big enough to fit in this finger.
Let's go in here and I'll take some measurements. Gat unlocks the thorn room and with a wave of his hand, the thorn bushes open up.
Cypher's
Allow
impressed.
them.
He's like, that's pretty cool.
Oh, that it's a simple thing. Just keeps people
Vanya
who
out?
pick locks out.
Yeah.
DD.
So, Gat's out with a bit of string, a notepad, and a piece of paper and a pen. It's taking measurements around Cypher's finger, size of where the stone would be, not to interfere with the movement of his hand. And as he finishes, he goes, "Now, if I messed this up, you could just change your fingers anyway to make it fit. But I'll try and keep it as natural as possible."
Okay.
And gold band, black garnet. Maybe I'll put a bit of silver inlay in as well.
Cypher's just nodding along. Okay. Yeah. Huh? Yep.
Just out of interest, can you move the thorns with your mind?
With my mind? No. No, I'm not good with plants. Shadows. Shadows good. You want a shadow door? I'll make you a shadow door.
Unfortunately, I can't. The only way I can move a shadow is to shine a light on it.
My shadows don't like that.
Leave this with me. It'll take a few days, mind you.
Oh, okay. I'll go check out Desmond.
Yeah, you check with Desmond and I'll make a start.
Cypher's gonna go pester Desmond.
Well, Desmond is still in. Well, at this point, he's still probably in the Undercroft getting ready to do some stuff.
So Cypher comes in, he's just being, weird old Cypher, like, how you feeling, buddy?
Better now, but not normal still. I think it occurs to me that there are some men that need to earn their keep that you turned me on to a while back. So I was going to deal with them at some point.
What do you mean deal with them? Like, Cypher does the slit the throat, like deal with them?
No, I simply think that if I could put them on to making sure that Mr. Garrett's payments are coming in and checking in and basically just keeping eyes on the area.
Ah, so deal with them.
Make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing and not just lazing about.
Okay.
We've been very busy lately. It's hard to keep an eye on people.
True.
Yes, the two from some time ago. I think they came back from. They were with Asmon.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't tell Asmund about that.
I don't know why I would.
Good.
Well, I've decided to make sure that they are just checking in on things and making sure that deliveries come in because, well, with all the coin that's going out, coin needs to be coming in. And the folly is one thing, but there's also all of Market Row and all the shops and everything else and henceforth that needs to be dealt with.
We got that meeting with the outcasts coming up soon too.
Yes. Well, that I'm sure should be manageable.
Okay. Cypher pokes him in the belly.
What?
How did that feel?
Like you poked me in the stomach.
Didn't feel wriggly?
No, I don't mean anything by it. You have bony fingers.
He looks at his hand. Yeah. Yeah.
Not like the nurse, but still.
Okay.
Well, better than last night at any rate. Well, once I see to those two, I'm going to probably help Dwen a bit. Just move things if needed, and see what else we need to be doing.
Okay.
It's just waiting.
I'll let you guys know because I think Garrett's busy doing a thing in his thorn. Can you move thorns with your mind?
No, I can't. I can't move many things with my mind beyond myself.
No, me
In fact,
neither.
probably nothing. But that's why I'm very good at moving things with my hands.
Well, that's true. I'm not very good at moving things with my hands.
Well, no, you seem to do pretty well as long as it's not very heavy.
Cypher, you just hear from the back. It's not wrong there, not wrong there.
Is this audible to anyone other than Cypher?
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. Not my best.
9. There would be some almost staticky noise, like a whisper in the air, but nothing that you can truly comprehend yet. Cypher, it seems he's starting to manifest a little more.
Huzzah!
Well, yeah. So there, you would hear something like whispers that are almost behind you, but incomprehensible at the moment, and difficult to distinguish between the odd gust of wind that leaks in through the doors of the Undercroft.
Well, at the whispering, Desmond's wondering if he's having another episode, so he's kind of looking around.
What's up?
Thought I heard something.
Oh yeah?
Not sure what though. Definitely not any metal clanging.
Cypher's clicking his fingers at Timothy to say something.
Clickety clack. You want me back?
Did you hear that?
I'll give you one more chance. Go roll me another perception. All right, I'll let you choose on what you heard there.
I heard something like a kick-cack. Maybe it was like almost like a clattering noise.
All right. Good. It's progress. You almost heard him. Well done, Timothy. Well done.
Thumbs up from the ghost.
This is a magic thing, isn't it?
Yes, he should be visible in maybe like a week or two.
So you're growing something like a plant.
No, definitely not like a plant. More like a ghost, a shade,
Oh,
an apparition.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
I don't really know much about any of that.
yeah. Well, yeah. I bonded Timothy's soul to a shade, and he's starting to manifest. So if anything goes missing, just let me know, and it's probably him.
I see. The things.
Discord shut itself, I think.
Yeah, Discord shut itself, has it?
Let
So,
me
like-
change to a different server. Hang on.
Okay. All right.
Try again.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. So you're saying that it's like what the coroner does with things he pulls from the stone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's
Well, when he's manifested, he'll be able to do things. Help me out more.
so you have like a spectral servant.
Yes.
Oh, that's convenient.
Do I get like a butler's outfit next? Like a little hat? Maybe one of those monocles that you could sort of, that those posh people have.
Timothy, you're a spectre. You can look like whatever you want to look like.
Oh. He fades through a wall and you just hear him going as he vacates the central chamber. Oh.
And he's gone again.
Oh no.
Well, while he's doing whatever he's doing, we could go see about. I'm gonna go see about those two and make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Okay. I'll come along, I guess. I got nothing else to do.
All right. It's been a while. So Desmond's going to go up to the folly and look around for the henchmen who were acquired. Just because they have probably been just fighting around, but they haven't really had any directives.
Yeah, pretty much. The two associates who jumped ship from Asmund to help you guys out have mostly been milling around, not wasting time, but just acting as sentries on rotation with Errol, George, and the others.
So Desmond is going to go and just spot them out, and I'm under the impression that they stick together pretty well. Like they're always in the same place as each other.
Yeah, I would probably say so.
Yeah, so he's just going to go and try to put them on to making sure that the outside of the folly income keeps coming in.
Okay. We'll have a get together for names and descriptions and who they are later on. But yeah, that's not a problem at all.
Okay, because I've got all that.
Have you? Oh, portraits as
Yeah.
well.
I don't have the portraits, but I have all the descriptions of their names, and they're basically going to be Tweedledee and Tweedledum. So
All right. Okay. Perfect. So yeah, we'll expand on that, and I'll bring them in. I'll bring them in next session properly and introduce them.
Yeah, but I have thought about them. I did my homework.
Excellent. Yeah, so that's not a problem. You managed to find them. You give them the go ahead on what you expect them to do, and it sounds like you're basically wanting them to patrol Lower Streets and Market Row and keep the riffraff from causing trouble, collect any protection money. Is that right?
Essentially, the idea is whenever someone is not paying up, they will go and check and ensure that it's a genuine error, just
Sure.
absent-mindedness, and give people the opportunity to pay up before something bad happens. And then if the bad thing ever has to happen, Desmond's probably going to go. So
Desmond is the bad thing.
Yeah, Desmond's the bad thing.
He'll be very not nice.
Mm-hmm.
But basically to do that, and when they're not on guard duty, obviously they'll have off time, but just have them walk around Lower Streets and Market Row and spot out anyone doing something that they shouldn't be, not to actively be guards, but just keep an eye on it.
Sure.
So that later it can get sorted out.
I'm on board. All right. So with that, I know there's a couple of other things that we need to try and do. We've got the meeting with the Silent Road that needs to go off. We've got.
I think Reza wants to be there for that because she used to be part of the road, right?
She did. So, Garrett, are you good with that being next session?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Perfect. In that case, then, I'm going to throw a little curveball in.
Curveball, go ahead.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I've been. The DM wants his fun. So, early on in your in this, in fact, probably wouldn't be. It'd be a little later in the first week. The three of you would be back in the Baron's Folly, more than likely sorting any last-minute plans. Where you begin to hear a bit of a commotion outside. A large, loud voice begins to bellow out, followed by the sound of George shouting, "No! Fuck off! Not a chance! No, that's not how you..." And it's at that moment where the doors are blown open. George flies through the air, hits the ground, scuffs up the rug in the centre of the folly, looks up at the ceiling, harsh. Alright. Stands up, dusts himself off, rolls his shoulders, storms back outside.
Ah, we man come for second round, yes? Good, come, I take you now.
Then you hear Errol also raise his voice with this No, but I said before you're not going in. not when you're causing fights. Like, you then see Errol knocked into the folly. At this point, a lot of the punters in the folly now are starting to get up from the table and look towards the door. A few eye the weapon barrels near the door for potential self-defense purposes. And it's at that moment, after a little bit more fighting and scuffling outside, you see a shadow begin to approach the door, blocking out the lanterns as it stoops its head low and begins to move into the folly. This incredibly large, dark red dragonborn steps in, glances around.
Management, where are they?
I nudge Garrett. I think he reads you.
And what can we do for you, my good sir?
Ah, small man. Yet you, management.
I have a position like that here.
Boss man, I see. Good. Drinks.
The big red dragon starts to move his way towards the nearest table. You see a couple of the punters just start recoiling back in fear as he reaches over them, grabs a mug, downs it, crushes the tankard, grabs another one, does the same again. And as he begins to make his way down towards you, the room seems to part away from him, and you just hear the heavy stomps. You now get to see him in his full glory. He's roughly 10 feet tall, almost as wide, incredibly muscled, two red glowing eyes are sat back in his skull. And again, a multitude of sort of pale bone-coloured horns from his head. He doesn't have wings, doesn't have a tail. But with that, he sort of approaches the table, looks at you guys.
I am Scarn. I come with gift. Gift for management.
He leans towards you. Garrett gets within, sort of 4 inches of your face. Exhales, blows out a puff of smoke from his nostrils.
Gift.
Garrett holds his gaze. His eyes going deeper, brighter blue. And the temperature around him just seems to drop a degree or two. Take a seat and we'll talk about your gifts.
Who would be on the bench where Scarn's about to sit? He's going to sit opposite you, Garrett, so who would normally be sat opposite you?
Probably Cypher be in the corner with his grimoire being like, what the fuck?
Oh, no. Alright. The Dragonborn looks down at the bench.
Very well. I sit.
He'll turn his backside towards you, Cypher, and as he slams himself onto the bench, it buckles, shatters underneath him. You go upend, slide down, and are basically just pressed into his side. As Scarn is now sat basically on the floor, but now head level with the rest of you.
Weak. Name.
I'm stuck.
Right. I'm known as Garrett.
Garrett. Good. You.
And this big clawed finger points and just lands on top of your head, Cypher. You know, that just starts to jab you.
Name.
Cypher.
Scarn. You.
Okay.
Boy.
Desmond sat on his stool that he likes to pull up. Looks at him and says, Desmond.
Desmond. Scarn.
So, with that, he reaches down, and you would probably smell a multitude of aromas. One of sulfur and ash, another of perhaps wet dog, and then last but not least, the familiar stench of death. As Scarn reaches down to his pouch and takes, for him, what would be, a small pouch. For you guys, is a sack. As he drops this blooded sack on the table in front of you all.
Heads. Yes. Gangs. Polter. I have claimed Polter, my district. I offer to you, management of folly, strong. Tales reach ears of Scarn.
That's industrious.
Cypher snags the... What's in the bag?
Heads. Many heads. Many heads.
Roll me a d12,
Cypher.
Cypher.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. That's 10 heads that are in, relatively good condition. There's at least another 5 or 6 that are more just skulls. Matter. One or two is charred as well. You've just got that, so the blackened, encrusted ash skulls in there as well as.
Yes. Gift.
A gift I was not expecting, but not disappointed with.
Some good heads in here. I'm just saying.
Maybe if you take the sack away and so the customers don't get alarmed.
Very well. Good. You.
He points to a random shaking peasant in the corner. He's like, me?
Yes. Take these outside.
He snacks the sack of heads, offers it out to the side as this poor half-drunken man waddles up like, right. Takes it off him and begins to move away. At this point, the rest of the tavern are, pretty much pressed up against the walls. All of the middle tables are vacant. You've got, easily 40 to 50 pairs of eyes on this exchange in the corner of the tavern.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, Desmond's looking back at all these people, and he's just trying to wave his hand, like a sit down, just kind of motion. It's probably not effective. But he's gonna try it anyway.
Yeah, roll me a persuasion.
But for the record, if that's how many heads are in there, that's probably 100 pounds of heads. If those are human, that's a lot.
This guy's struggling out.
God damn.
Yeah.
Persuasion's better than perception, but nah.
I'd say, half of them start to return, but those who had a table closer to you, then no. Not a chance. They're not getting any closer.
Alright, well, whatever. He'll take it.
Can we get you anything, Scarn? Food, drink?
Just stares blankly at you.
Without looking up, without breaking eye contact. Lyella, bring some food for this gentleman and ale, I think. Plenty of ale.
Yes, of course. A barrel, maybe?
Yes, why not? He looks like a man that can hold his drink.
Ah, drink. Good. Yes, lots. Common tongue is difficult.
Points to his face.
Snout. No lips. Hard.
Yes, I understand. Fortunately, I cannot speak your tongue.
Dach galach is. No. Fine. But heads. Covetous. No more. Ashcorp. Gone. Severed head. Myself. Squealed like a baby. But head, tales, interesting stories. You here, falling crew, been in Piker, cleaning, and tiefling, Taban, dead. Yes.
Yes. One will bother you no more.
The Dragonborn slowly nods as Lyella returns, stumbling left and right, shimming along the floor with this barrel of ale before she just drops it on the floor next to Skarn. He picks it up with a single hand, breaks the top of the barrel off, and just begins to chug it.
I, Scott, my gang, now home, Bolter. No trouble. You need help. We give.
You saved us a job. I was planning on meeting the leader of the ruffians at some point, and here you are.
Easier me to come to you. But test, yes. Test of might, strength.
So with a barrel in his hand drinking from, he sticks his elbow on the table, flexes his grip in the air.
Come. Or be you scared?
I tell you what, Skarn. You don't go straight for the leader of an establishment. You have to work for his lieutenants first. There's not.
Boy, yes. Easy prey.
Oh, God. You know, I've once seen a trebuchet. I never thought that I would be fired from one.
All right, Desmond, how does this look being stacked up against this, 10-foot tall?
So Desmond has to come around, get off. He gets off his stool, and Desmond looks a little bit more like he has more stature than typical right now. Like he looks a little bit bigger than typical, but he's going to come around and step up on the bench on Garrett's side, and he's going to just lean forward and put his elbow on the table to arm wrestle this guy, knowing damn well that he's probably not going to win.
that case, then I think this is just going to be a straight up athletics from both of you. So we'll go Scarn first, as this giant hand just. In fact, he probably wouldn't even be able to. Your hand would probably be too small, so he ends up wrapping his sort of ring finger and little finger and thumb around your hand. He's got these two other claws just waving and waggling around in the air as he grips his hand. Go on.
What Desmond's going to do is, seeing this, he's like, I have something for that. He's going to take the grippy tape off of his,
no.
and he's going to wrap it around his hand. So basically, like, they're pretty well locked.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think of any bullshit I can do to get an advantage here, but this is not looking good.
I don't think that would give you an advantage.
No, it doesn't. That's just to make sure we don't, like...
If anything, if you fail this check, it's probably going to be disadvantageous for you.
Yes. I'm trying to see...
It's done.
Yeah. Yep.
Scarn arches a brow a little bit, tilts his head and...
Need referee. You.
Points towards you, Cypher.
Count.
Yes. Cypher's still scooched up to him. He hasn't moved. Okay. On your marks.
No.
Get set. Confound.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So as he says one, he confounds him.
Oh, no. Oh, no. What do you do? Nothing.
I just his train of thought. So he's like, right, 3, 2, 1, and he's about to go, and then he goes, and Desmond's like, here.
All right, I'll let you roll athletics with advantage on that one, then, Desmond. And do we do normal or disadvantage for Scarn?
Well,
he's big. He's.
I would say advantage for me, normal for him, but he's probably going to win because, like, it would be either disadvantage for him and normal for me, or disadvantage for me and normal for him.
I would say advantage for you because you see it going, you go. So I'm going to do it athletic with Scarn, just straight normal. Boom, dice away. Oh, stop that! Oh!
Desmond.
God damn it, I was hoping for a Hulk moment there with Desmond stuck to his hand. Go on, Desmond, what do you do?
So Desmond is just like, he does not know what's going to happen, so he is just intent on trying as best as he possibly can. So he is going to, it's the second he hears like the go, he's just going to put his entire body into trying to slam Scarn's arm down on the table.
Yeah.
So he's just going to slam his arm down, and I can see this going badly though.
Oh, absolutely. No, this is going to be great.
Because his arm will hit, and then his brain skipped a beat, and then he's going to start pushing back the other way.
No, not just that. So, as his arm is slammed down to the table, you do it with such force and so quickly, Scarn's taken aback. He wasn't ready. He was confounded. So his body starts to lean to the side as well slightly, which causes the bench to start flipping up even more, sending Cypher over Scarn's head. And it's then at that moment where Scarn kicks back into reality as you're pushing back. And and he flicks his arm back. Now, as he flicks his arm back, he also stands from the table and begins to rise in quite an aggressive manner, taking you up with him. And he sort of looks down at you, Desmond, as you're dangling from his arm. Begins to wave his hand for a moment to get you off.
No. You.
He stops.
Fine. You win. Get off.
He starts shaking his hand again, with Desmond just flapping.
All right, so Desmond's going to like try to undo the tape with like one hand while he's like going all around,
Yeah.
so he can let go because he can't now. He just can't.
Roll me a sleight of hand with disadvantage.
Excellent.
He starts shaking harder.
Yeah. Off. You've won. No more grip.
Even harder still, to the point now where he's thrashing you side to side above, Garrett, from where you're set, you just see Desmond just whiz over your head, go back, whiz over your head, go back.
If I may,
Ah.
bring
Yes.
your arm down there and I'll disengage him for you.
Sticky boy.
He'll thrust this big hand towards you with with Desmond just dangling from it at this point.
And with a couple of deft movements, I remove the sticky tape. And Desmond just flops down next to him.
Yes, hanging there with no way to stabilize himself, Desmond does just hit the floor. Like, and I'm just gonna do a little check here just to
Okay.
see how he reacts to all the basically being thrashed around by a giant fucking crocodile. All right, so he is on the ground. He looks like he is going to vomit. He doesn't, but he's like stuck there, like for that, like oh.
Boy is strong. Yes, very strong. I am impressed.
There's not been many that can move young Desmond around. You've acquitted yourself well.
Yeah, Dragonborn puffs his chest up with pride.
Yes, of course. Yes. Yes.
I
Yes, I have.
think if I hadn't been tied to you, I would have been thrown like a pebble.
Maybe you.
He points down towards you, Desmond, as you start to regain your footing.
Come, Polter. We go over bridge, Dirktown. Few group there. Like a fight. Not so much like fight, but we give fight. Perhaps throw you over water. You can start.
Like you know, I think I've been tossed around enough for right now, but perhaps, yes, perhaps, yeah, a good fight would be good. Just after I've been able to recover.
Very well. You recover. We go fight. Me, you, and
Skarn looks around for Cypher.
Cypher's in the corner, upside down, with his kind of legs fucking round his head. Help.
maybe not you.
Help.
Well,
Well,
yes, boy.
well,
Desmond.
just yes,
Desmond.
we'll is this Scar.
Desmond.
Scott?
Desmond.
Yes.
Desmond.
It's again.
He just sits there staring at you for a moment.
Yes. The who are you fighting with?
No one now. No.
All right, so we'll have to
Okay.
save that strategy for another time.
And came here to see if you were worthy of fight, or common words, servitude. No. Offer loyalty. Yes.
Understood. Very well put. It's good that the Polter is in good hands.
No, got Polter, but no longer want too much work. I live here now. Yes, food good, ale better. I work for you now.
It's
You work for us.
Beaten by small boy. Strong. Therefore, makes sense. Put me in fights.
the moment he says that, Desmond kind of like his eyes kind of perk up, like, oh, I've got an idea. You know, I think that Mr. Garrett might have something to appeal for you coming up very shortly.
Yes. Think of a title for you. Champion of the Folly.
Ravager. Ravager of the folly.
Ravager of the Folly. Yeah.
Scorn the Ravager.
That sounds a lot better than the Red Menace. That's what I was thinking.
Help.
Oh. And Desmond's going to go over and try to upright Cypher in a way that he doesn't fall off of whatever he's landed on and make it worse. So, well, just... Things get strange very quickly here.
Yeah, right.
So,
So, Skarn, who have you left in charge in Polter?
Charge. Scorn was in charge.
Yes, but if you're going to work for us now, who have you left as your... over there, doing your old job?
They follow me. Therefore, you.
Marvellous.
Just points a finger in your direction, Garrett.
Maybe you could introduce me to your second in command.
There are no second. Just Scorn.
You did this all yourself? No help.
Well, I point. They go. I tell. They do.
Right. Marvellous. Got to find someone to run Polter. Delightful.
Question. You and Desmond. Desmond. Garrett.
Yes.
Glib tongue you have. Teach Skarn better common.
Certainly.
Good. Difficult with snout, but wish more words easier to circumcise.
You fucker. Oh, I think we can find some jobs for a man of your obvious talents.
Just very quickly, as this is going on, Errol and George, who, having been trounced and dragged into the folly, they've already dusted themselves off, seen the commotion in the corner, and Errol's just offered you an apologetic glance, Garrett. That expression of, "This is your problem now, boss," as they've made their way back towards the door. You've got George just trying to put the doors back on their hinges, with them being like big metal spikes that just lift on.
Well, what we'll do, we'll get you set up in a nice room.
There will be fun.
He points at the fireplace.
I sit, sleep, warm.
Well, if he's sitting there, nobody's going to cause any trouble.
That's one hell of a guard dog.
He'll put a sign up with complaints department written above it.
I can listen to complaints. Yes, yes.
I somehow don't think there'll be many.
Easy job for Scar. I accept.
Welcome to the folly, Scar.
He extends a large, taloned hand towards you, Garrett.
Garrett puts his hand out.
It is shook with the expected amount of dragon strength behind it. He then turns to Desmond, pats him on the head.
Strong. I like you. And you?
He then looks at Cypher.
I've trained you. Make you strong like Scar. Yes, muscle. Lots of it. Make fighter of you yet.
No, thank you.
Yes.
Grabs his grimoire and just leaves. He's unimpressed with this bullshit.
Yes, just behind Skarn, while the handshake is going on, Desmond is looking at Garrett, just over the table, and just gives this really relinquished shrug, palms up, I tried.
Garrett just winks at him.
So with that, Skarn will probably make his way from the table, scoop up his barrel of ale that he's using as to drink from. He'll probably pass a few tables on the way out, and a lot of the punters who've returned will shy away. He'll see a nice big fat juicy rat, roasted rat on one of the plates, and he'll be like,
Looks good.
just scoop it off the plate, stick it in his mouth, and just start crunching it as it makes its way over towards the fire. He sits down, looks around, sees a few old books that are, positioned next to the fire as firewood, or just as kindling to burn stuff, and he just picks one up and quite daintily, actually, with his claws, picks it up, flicks it open, and then just begins to use the tip of his claw to flick through the pages as he reads the book. You just hear from the corner every now and again. I mean, granted, this book's it looks like a small pamphlet in his hand, and he's probably got it, like a good 8 inches away from his face as he's flicking through trying to read the small writing.
It's basically an Encyclopedia Britannica, but it just looks like a tiny little kid's book.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's got this giant rat. He's just.
Good. Very good. Marky, another.
It would take a while, but eventually, this beefed up dragonborn sat in a corner would slowly become part of the furniture for the rest of the evening. The commotion calms down. The doors are rehinged. A new bench is brought out from the basement to replace the broken one. Those who had had their drinks drank and food eaten would have been given a complimentary one by Julian as an apology. And it's quite possible that word would get out pretty fast that on top of the skilled guards that have been keeping the folly safe, there is now a stupidly large dragonborn there as well. Do you want to call a quick pee break?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. I've been wanting to get Scarn in for ages. Cheers, Divrock. Appreciate it. Also, Fruity, I saw you there. So go on, Garrett.
I think I might make him Falco's assistant in dealing with the Chronicles people.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I'm just seeing him as being like the champion of the fighting pit.
Oh, 100%. I don't need to find a champion now. Got one.
That would be a lot we could do with him. So yeah, in a nutshell, before we dash off to the loo, that basically means that in the last sort of few weeks while you guys have been out of the Polter district, Scarn and his group have basically cleared house. They've got rid of all the other upstart gangs. The Covetous crew, who was probably one of the main rivals at the time. His head's probably one of the blackened charred skulls in the bag. That's sat on the doorway outside now. All right. In that case, I'm going to go grab a fresh drink of water. I will be right back.
All right.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Oh.
I too am back, and I thought I'd get myself a little tipple, you know?
Oh. Treat
Cheer myself up after getting thrown about by a dragon.
You got thrown around. Desmond got thrown around. Garrett's just sat there like, oh, fuck's sake.
Gonna need stronger chairs.
Yeah. That's another
Yeah.
fucking 5 copper of a, or whatever price of a new bench.
Just gonna get him a tree stump. Can't break a tree stump, right?
Eh? Yeah. Yeah. Welcome back, Liz. And Fruity. Thank you for welcoming me back. Arius, God damn it. Why am I not surprised? Alright, Umpy. Umpy. There we go. House is clear. So, what are we, 2.5 hours in? We're ticking boxes. We're getting there.
We are.
Don't worry about Arius. You're gonna have a new friend soon. You're gonna have a new friend. All right. So, with that situation, where do we want to go next? What do we want to do?
Well, probably after that, we'd get word back from Norbert that the meet had been set for the outcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, if nobody else has anything.
All I've got is making jewelry.
So you guys, Desmond, anything in particular you're good with visiting the old outcasts? A detour on the way, perhaps, or on the way back? That's what I thought.
He's
as
not
well.
back yet.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I thought. What a fucking quality idea.
Mm.
Yeah. Ah. But yeah, as I say, I think it's been nice. Did anyone felt that a certain dwarf was dead? Just wait and see. At the moment, I'm not sort of too worried about stitching that side of stuff up. That's a little bit more like the periphery. That's a single person for a single group, which at the moment the focus is more on the overall, the bigger picture.
Also, Reza was dealing with the cleanup and sorting out.
Absolutely.
So, since she's
Find
not
out
here,
next
guess what?
week.
That's her job.
Yeah. All will be revealed in time. Patience is a virtue.
Patience, young Padawan. Patience.
Yes. Yes. It will all be revealed in time. Sadly, unless we do like a fucking 12-hour session. That's not a bad idea, actually.
Oh, yeah? You think you can talk straight for 12 hours?
Absolutely. Done it before, do it again. Maybe not D&D, but we just, we'll just smash out a D&D day.
Subtaflon D&D.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Is our resident murder puppet is still AFK? Did it every Saturday? Yeah. Welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry, I had to heat a little bit more water. Yeah, good to go.
That's all right. Oh, you making a cuppa?
Just tea.
Milk,
Yeah.
2 sugars. If you're offering.
The whole I'll get right on that. Yeah.
Cheers, man. Thank you. So, basically, the current things that demand attention would be, the trip to the Outcasts. So, is that something you're good with, Desmond? Do you want a detour on the way there, on the way back, or do you want to hang on to that little detour for later? What do you want to do?
The detour for
Armor?
I'm gonna do that separate from other things because I don't want to go to it and then come from. I don't really want to lead anyone back to that place or have anyone go looking.
All right.
So it's gonna be its own side project.
Okay.
Just to go see that.
Not to worry. God damn it, Lee. Hey, So, yeah. There is indeed a trip to the Outcasts to be had. Cypher, I'm going to let you take the lead on this. How do you want to go about this?
Well, we'll probably get an escort. They'll be like, well, we got to show you where we live. And then me and Desmond will be like, yeah, we know. But follow along anyway. Like, yeah, okay. Take us to your leader.
All right.
So
in that
the
case,
long meandering walk down to Malmstown. Well, it's past Malmstown, isn't it?
It is. It's kind of between Malmstown and Svinstead in the far southwest. But for all intents and purposes, this is a pretty decent visualization of what the streets would be like. As you begin to depart from the Folly, heading through, the edges of the Piker district, in the period. In fact, I'm not going to say anything about Piker district. I'm going to leave that for Vanya and Reza. But there's definitely progress occurring there. There's still the odd mound of corpses on the street corners. You would see, every now and again, the red and beige robed members of Vanya's cult transporting probably both living and dead at this point now, people on wagons, some to the corpse pile, others to more
the shit you shit yourself pile.
You need a good scrub down pile. But eventually, yes, you would reach Malmstown, be greeted by the familiar sight of the Malmstown militia as such. Obviously, at this point, word of Desmond and Cypher would have passed through to various members before eventually you are met with a representative of the Robed Associates, also known as the Outcasts. It's here they would, as you said, escort you towards their base of operations. On the journey there, is there any questions you've got of your guide?
Yeah. So who is it we're meeting with today?
The hooded man looks over towards you. You be speaking with the... You're not you're not aware? I thought this was quite a high deal with you meeting the...
I know who I'm supposed to be meeting with.
With an arched brow, The man nods. Second, of course. Master Turin.
Orin. Ah,
Yes, yes. Orin, if you wish to be common, of course.
And the leader? Kalira?
Kalira?
Will she not be joining us?
Sadly not. Enchantress Kalira is currently running other errands. She is out of town at the moment, which is why Master Turin has offered to facilitate this meeting. And and he glances over the three of you with a bit of an arched brow. Whilst I personally don't understand why, it's not really my place to. There's obviously something about you, and I have been told to be as truthful as I can when dealing with you all, so...
Well, if you can't discern why we're here or why we're so important, then you are the right man for this particular job, aren't you?
He turns away, a slight scoff escaping his lips as he motions towards the large compound in front of him. Yes, quite. Well, here we are. If you would all be so kind as to follow me. Normally I would ask you all to dispose of your weapons, but again, I have other orders.
Interesting. Lead on, good friend.
So you
Also,
begin
what
to...
the fuck, John?
Go on.
I was just saying, what the fuck, John?
Yeah. Thanks, Jump. Thanks. Mike, what's wrong? Yeah, I'm not going to ask that question.
Don't open that can of worms.
Yeah, I was about to make a
Great
terrible
mistake.
mistake. Yeah. All right. Sorry, I just was looking for the thing I need. All right, there we go. Boop. As you step through the large double door to the compound that the outcasts operate from, you, Garrett and Cypher, you'd both feel, in fact, Garrett, roll me a nature check. Cypher, roll me an arcana check, please. And Desmond, roll me a perception.
Very well.
All right. Garrett, this place has I wouldn't say a familiar feel, but it has a strange energy in the air, that of as if many creatures of the Fae or of nature have perhaps passed through here and met their end. Cypher, the same with you. As you step into this compound, the overwhelming sense of death is thick in the air, to the point where perhaps if you listened close enough, you could hear the screams of souls clawing and baying their way towards you.
Like loose? Like they're just floating around?
Mm-hmm. Like not so much floating around like Timothy, but like souls have not are stuck between the material plane and the ethereal realm.
Okay.
This place is very much it feels like an abattoir. As for you, Desmond, I'm not going to give you anything, but I'll let you ask me a question if there's anything in particular you wish to know.
Oh no, Desmond already knows that there are snacks here.
He's just salivating at this moment.
Just like trying to just keep, he's not spotting anything, but he's keeping alert and it's like looking for like monster parts and stuff.
So, where the first part of the compound that you're in is seems to be that of a mix of a barracks, a library, a common study area. Very much the typical guild hall-esque style affair. There'd be a few of the robed associates making their way from tables to bookshelves. Scholarly types throughout.
You say it's a library.
Yes.
A library of books of a nature Cypher would be acquainted with?
Roll me a...
Like Grim... Okay.
Roll me an investigation check. You know, so this is not a place where you stop to leisurely look. You're being led through, so it's only a case of, quick glances.
19.
19. There would be a plethora of things that catch your eye. There wouldn't be any, anything that immediately jumps out and screams, "Spellbook! Ah, yes!" But it's more notes on creatures, botany, biology, chemistry. It's very much a library that contains a vast amount of knowledge of the natural world.
Okay. Interesting.
The guy just looks over his shoulder. All right, well, come on. Nearly there, just out into the courtyard and then beyond. Master Turin will be waiting for you.
Excellent.
You're all led through another few sets of doors before eventually opening out into a courtyard. And here at the far end of the courtyard, you see a small gnome. I wouldn't say familiar is the right word, but he matches a description that you've been given. You see a missing hand, a set of goggles, short hair. Stubby beard. He looks down from the goggles towards you all and offers a brief nod. Ah, well, it seems that you are here at last. Come, there are many things that we need to discuss, yes? And most likely
so.
you have questions.
We do.
So, I am Master Oren Turin, or perhaps Prug, as you have heard.
Yes. I'm Cypher. This is Desmond and Garrett of the Folly.
You can't see his eyes beneath the tinted goggles as they glance over each and every one of you before the gnome slowly begins to nod. Well, in that case, he waves a dismissive hand to the guide before motioning for you all to join him in like a small workshop that stands alone in the courtyard. Come, let's have a discussion and put some of these potential wrongs to rights before there are any misunderstandings. I'm sure there will be few. So, Garrett, Cypher, and Desmond. As the door opens, you step into this small workshop. Here you would see a multitude of floating candles that line the room. Again, similar bookshelves on both sides. And at the very far end is a large mahogany desk. Various parchment scrolls lit at the top. And there are sort of two red leather sofas. With the chair behind the desk, also a singular red leather. The gnome waddles down the center of the room, motions for you all to take a seat as he heads towards his desk and hoists himself into this large chair. Like, whoa, ha, well, I think it's only fair that you go first.
Desmond's going to approach and hop up on the one of the sofas. Well,
what's that, sorry?
Also, Desmond's just kind of looking, like trying to think of where to start.
Should we start with Frug and your involvement in Piker?
Ah, yes. Now, that was something that got out of hand a little too quickly. Especially when other interesting equations and factors started to play into it all, namely yourselves. The writing was on the wall, and therefore I had to get out. But, yes, you want to know why. What was happening. Simple, really. There are a good number of things here that we need to get rid of, move. We bring things in, we do things to them, and then they need to go. The easiest way is obviously towards the river. Pass it on to some associates, and they would ship it further. After a short amount of time, one of the caravans containing some of the refuse of the stuff we were wanting to move was intercepted by a gentleman by the name of Erden Leandon. May he rest in pieces.
You're aware then, yes?
Oh, absolutely. A man of that charisma and self-import, someone as big, lofty ideals as him, he doesn't hide away for this amount of time. And it doesn't take a genius to understand and see what's currently happening in the Piker district, who's behind it, who's being in there, and therefore, whilst I don't know the details, I can garner that what's happening there has got something to do with you all.
So why the assassins in the hidey holes, or were they just left over and forgot to be recalled?
Assassins in the hidey holes.
Your man Norbert.
Oh.
Did he regale you with the tale?
I had a piece of paper passed to me. I'm not entirely certain who this Norbert is. There are quite a few of the... let's just say those who are put out on field tests are usually not in the good graces of the rest of the associates.
Not much of a swimmer either.
No, why is that?
And he nearly drowned in knee-high water. Isn't that right, Desmond?
Well, to be fair, it was getting higher and higher. But yes.
I see. Well, it seems that this Norbert has inconvenienced you. Well, do you have a use for him at all?
I wouldn't say inconvenience, really. Just had a chance encounter.
I can think of a use for him if he is out of favor, should we say?
All right, then here's yours. Done. I'll have you give a brief description on your way out, and I'm sure one of the others will be able to pull him out of whatever hole he's currently dug himself into. But I have no use for those who are problematic. Hence why I, yes, again, yes, tangents, marvellous. Yerla, and of course the Iron Hand, the whole thing, where was I? Yes, so, Leandon stole some of the refuse, started selling it as veil, and, well, at the time I was already trying to get Rurik and Yerla to see eye to eye, so they could sort of rule the district, make things nice and easy for us to get in and out of with no questions asked. It wasn't until, of course, Yerla decided to go on some sort of tirade. Can't remember exactly the details, nor do I care, but her and Rurik had a bit of a falling out. They got into a scuffle. She punched him in his
testicles.
Yes, but not with, with her fist. It was unpleasant situation, but in a nutshell, in fact, nutshell, that's a funny one for Rurik. that's a very good one. It doesn't have a nutshell anymore.
Tangents.
Sorry, yes, of course. So, as I was saying, in return, he took her hand. And that's then what kicked off that whole little lovers' spades. But, yes, there were a few individuals there that goaded her on, got her into rather unpleasant business with trying to get all of the craftsmen to rise up and kick out Rurik, which then they needed weapons, and they said the best way to do that would be to, if you need weapons, steal it from the wardens. Why would you do that? Why? Oh, yes, I may as well just... Here's the noose. I will go and hang myself now. Swing and swing and swing until the end of time from the fucking rafters of the warden's keep.
So you extracted yourself from the situation.
Well, yes. I was attempting originally to steer her towards a somewhat more... pacifist path, and just to keep things running, but no, then of course you came by, and well, before I knew it, the whole veil thing fell out from underneath. Waves were being made, and I wanted no part.
Going forward, Yerla will no longer be a problem.
Is that so? That is a...
I reach under my jacket and just lay on my lap a mace.
Turin nods slowly, and while she can't see his expression behind these large goggles, there's a slight tinge of sadness there, and he nods. A shame. I had that made for her as a... Well, what is the expression? Play stupid games, win fantastical prizes. Yes.
We tried to bring her to our way of thinking, but her and her associates could not be reasoned with. whole taste of the whole way of thinking of once an animal has tasted blood, it cannot be sated.
Yes, but I will say that it was a somewhat. At first, it was problematic, with the byproducts being sold as Vale. But I will be honest. There was a moment where coin was involved, and I believe that was where the road themselves got. We were passing it to the road, and the road was selling it back to Erden.
The sale of Vale has ceased in the western part of the city.
Oh,
And it will stay that way.
that's good. Though that still leaves me with a rather odd predicament. The byproduct, for all intents and purposes, the main compounds used for the Vale. We still need to extract it. If there isn't a buyer in the Piker district... Oh, go on.
This this refuse, what is it?
The better question is, what isn't it? Yes. It's... probably better for me to show you. Yes, better to show you than to tell. And with that,
Yeah, go ahead.
Oren slides off the chair and begins to walk towards the door with a wave of his hand to follow. Some in this guild here have cautioned against me just waltzing through and showing you everything, but... Well, again, you are an unknown variable, and considering what is currently happening in Piker, Lower Streets, if you are at the center of this cataclysmic change, then I am of the belief that business cooperation is better than open hostilities. Because others were saying, yes, they're just a small bunch. We'll just blow them up, stomp them into the ground. But that's not how these things work now, is it? And he turns to look at you three as you step into the courtyard and begin to make your way towards the building at the far end.
No, it's not. Have you been talking to Celine?
Not as of late, but you the ones who... Oh, that makes sense. That makes so much sense. Oh, yes, I feel I've made the right decision. And he turns around, looks at the compound, and he goes, "Fuck you! You are all fucking wrong."
Excellent.
So,
Hmm.
you approach what looks like just solid rock that's been, almost like a cliff face, but not, not too high. Just solid rock. And as Oren approaches it, he extends a hand, closes his eyes, mutters a few words of incantation, and the rock begins to shimmer and shudder, as if an illusion spell's being dissipated, and eventually it drops, revealing what can only be described as a blood-soaked abattoir. Inside. In fact, hang on. Well, we'll do one better. If you can talk among yourself for 2 seconds, I'll give you an idea.
Well then.
Warmer welcome than I was expecting, honestly.
Yes, I'm surprised. Very surprised. Most of this place just seems a bit off.
True. What are you looking for?
Remember, they said we were told that they have creatures here. So I'm just curious what they have.
Oh. Hopefully there's some creatures on the other side, eh?
I'd imagine so. Fair like that. Maybe parts of creatures or experiments or something. After all, there was that other thing that they might have had a hand in.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes, the letter. Right.
Yes. But, enough about that one, just because of such circumstances. Oh. Well then.
Ignore the walls. Ignore the walls. The walls are not meant to be in this one. There we go.
Okay.
So as this conversation going on, the illusion around the door drops, revealing this sort of large open area. In the center, again, looks almost like an abattoir. There's a couple of tables with the remains of humanoid-shaped things. It's probably the best way to put it. And Oren, or Frug, I'll call him Frug because it's easier, motions in. Well, come, step inside. At the moment, there shouldn't be many here. I know there's a group upstairs that... that's not a bad idea, actually. Huh. So, this place, what we do... And with that, he stands in front of you all, turns around to face you and extends his hands. Experimentation. Mostly. Applying the secrets of life. And, of course, trying to make new life. Though, as you can probably tell, many don't really make it. There's been a few interesting experiments we've had, but nothing overly interesting as of late.
Cypher's Cat and I, a lot of these just like humans. He's expecting to see a lot of human corpses.
Yes,
or what's left of human corpses. Yeah. He kind of gestures to the corpses and he's like, "Your tithes from Momstown?"
Yes, you know things. But yes, most in here are the those who are sick, old, decrepit, wounded. Gave them the option of, perhaps becoming or being something better.
Yes, I look back at Garrett. The bone meal.
Yes. I thought there was more to that bone meal than met the eye.
Is that a British word?
What,
Must be.
abattoir?
Abattoir.
I thought it was French.
Yeah.
For slaughterhouse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, just there you go, Arius. Learning
You learned
stream.
something new.
So yeah, with that, he cocks his head slightly to the side. Yes, of course, there are a few things that this is just part of the things we need to remove.
So you're using the people as a fuel source?
No, they're not so much as a fuel source. Normally, we try and infuse them with some of the creatures that we have brought to us. A little bit of sewing, a little bit of stitching, a little bit of magic here and there, and those who are too frail to pass the first part of the experimentation are usually from here, they're passed down into the lower chambers where they are dried, separated from flesh and muscle, internals, and then the bones, and or ground down. Powdered bone separated from the flesh, muscle, and innards.
And their souls, you use them as fuel?
Souls? Not.
Simon just looks at him deadpan like, the biggest commodity that you have?
Doesn't really we're not really interested in what happens to the souls. It's...
You're making new life and you discard the what?
No, not making new life as such. We're enhancing current life, making them better, more different. Our research here has got quite the stipend from the Doctore. It's what keeps us going.
So not currently using the souls.
No. No, we... Not that I'm aware of. There are a few maybe around who dabble in necromancy, but that's usually, frowned upon here. We prefer the preservation of life rather than the fake mimicry of the dead.
Cypher's just rubbing his temples, just like... Oh. What's life without a soul?
Well, if they're dead, then they're no longer useful.
Cypher's just exasperated at this point. He's like, oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god, oh god.
It's like two conflicting theories. One who, they're not too worried about what happens to the soul. If their creations die, it's gone. It's dead. As far as they're concerned, it's done. They just get another test subject to run the things with. So, they're not interested in stuffing souls back into bodies. That the necromantic arts is.
Cypher's just annoyed by the waste of what he sees as their most powerful and useful commodity, I guess.
And yet to them, bringing the dead to back to unlife is abhorrent. It's dirty. Plague tends to follow in its wake.
Yeah, that's abhorrent and dirty, and he's just kind of looking around like, what?
You would also in this place hear whispers in the air, Cypher. Many of them, like, why? Save us. Release me.
Cypher's gonna catch a soul and snort it.
Obviously, Frug, Oren wouldn't. You can't see this. It's not. It's not double enough. But with that, it looks around. So, with that, any other questions? Otherwise, we were happy to move upstairs.
Lead on. Unless you got a question.
Tell me about these creatures that you join with the people.
Oh, it depends on what we can get our hands on. At the moment, we've got a rather marvelous subject that we're trying to subdue, which actually... How about a favor for a favor?
What kind of favors are we talking about?
Well, I was right in, getting you here and giving you all this information, giving you a guided tour, and obviously happy to assist in anything that I can to make and facilitate a rather mutually beneficial relationship between us and yourselves. In return, do either of you or any of you know anything in regards to, believe they call them ice maidens? They're sort of fey creatures, typically quite cold, alluringly beautiful, hair white as snow, eyes blue.
Cypher panics for a moment and looks at Garrett.
Garrett's face is just neutral. And he just looks deep into Cypher's eyes. Almost willing him to take the conversation on.
I know of such creatures, yes.
Good. See, we've managed to, I would say capture, but acquire. We didn't capture it. It was shipped far from the north, where the Valak clans all make their abode. It was quite the pretty penny that we paid the road to have it here, but, well, she is a marvelous being. Would you like to come see her? And perhaps offer your assistance in making her more compliant to our demands? Because at the moment, some of the others are having issues. That's the best way of putting it. Even getting into her holding cell.
Of course, and Cypher will put his hand on his back and kind of usher him on. Lead on, my friend.
So you ascend the stone stairwell. When you get to the top, it sort of opens up into a small office where one of the robed associates sitting behind the desk looks up. Probably sees Garrett first. as you're coming up the stairs, because Frug's a lot smaller than you. And you quickly just see him fumble on the desk, grabs a small spell focus, and just as he's about to start chanting a few words, he sees the top of Frug's head. All right, now, just now, visitors, calm, it's all good. We're just having a little stroll, showing them round the place, and to our new guest. From behind the desk, the mage arches a brow. Oh, is that so? All right, Master Turlin. I've got Analia and Varax there trying to keep her at bay, but I think they're probably due for having someone swap them out soon. So if you could, your friends here to help sort that issue would be appreciated. With that, Frug's gonna make his way into a larger chamber with two.
Okay.
Gone.
No, just Desmond's just kind of getting close to see if this is all one big. If this feels like it's going to be a big single room over here.
No. No, that's that. They all seem to be like separate cells. At the moment, there's nothing, no movement from any of the cells apart from at the far end where you see a somewhat elderly gentleman and a younger woman casting or trying to maintain a wall of force on the door to this cell. And behind the wall of force you can see just ice. Snow and ice just seems to rise on the cobbles beneath the walls. That any moisture that was in the air have started to pull down into giant icicles, and stood at the center with this cold, icy blue glare is a feminine figure. But again, she seems to blend well into her surroundings and almost looks like an ice sculpture. Are in motions towards the duo of mages. Ah, there she is, in all of her cold and mighty glory. Friend from the north. Desmond, roll me a perception check very quickly.
Okay. Holy shit, okay.
That's really good. One thing that would catch your eye is behind you on the balcony that overlooks the compound. There seems to be a giant nest. Perhaps something that either a griffin, a wyvern, or another creature would have made. On top of that, you see large chains and shackles, and in the center, just a massive flesh. You get the impression that whatever was there has recently perhaps failed as an experiment, so they've butchered it and before having chance to escort it off the premises, our lady friend the Ice Maiden has started to kick up a fuss.
Alright, and what's that over there?
Frog looks around the pillar. We were trying to see what would happen if you infused a griffin with a person, and then we had this odd creature brought in as well. I can't remember exactly where from, but off in the Burak Empire, there's this awful sort of underground dwelling thing. We had a multitude of beaks to it, suckers on its hands. The name eludes me, but regardless, we tried to see if we could make some multi-limbed, winged flying beast that we could control, latch onto the side of buildings, swoop down, grab people, bring them back, or again, eat them if it needed. But no, it didn't work. It didn't work.
That answers that.
Garrett?
And you work with the Doctorate?
Not so much work with them. For some of the information and some of the experiments we run, they are interested in things that work, and they pay us a stipend and a few rewards for anything they find of interest. So once every, I think it's every month, maybe 2. Can't remember exactly. We tend to get a missive in advance when they're going to arrive, but a few members of the Doctorate turn up. We hand over some of the more interesting finds that we've made here, and should anything take their fancy, they take the research and give us a rather large sack of coin in return.
Strange for Nova Stoya. They're not as powerful here as the court.
Yet. Not yet. But oh, they so want to be. They want to get their leather-bound little hands all over the court and... Well, I believe I've said too much. That is an arrangement I cannot go into any further detail with, sadly.
Oh, I understand totally. We've had very little dealings with the Doctore, and what the information we have is very much secondhand.
Yes, my advice would be, if you can help it, don't deal with them. They're picky. But if you have something they want, they will pay for it, which is, that's the only blessing. Anyway, our friend. And he motions towards this ice-encrusted cell. She's incredibly ratty. Quite the ice-cold bitch. yes, you understand? Yes. But no, we could do with it being subdued, but nothing we have is at the moment working without causing a rather large amount of damage to our incredibly expensive subject.
You've talked to it?
Well, we've said hello. No offense, but if you've been dragged and captured and, shipped halfway around Etheris to be stuck in a small box, she's not the talkative type.
And in what language did you try to communicate?
I've tried Gnomish, I've tried Dwarvish. Sadly, we haven't got any of the Valican barbarians around to, try their local dialect. We've tried Common. Orcish. I've got an Orc who can speak Common about. That didn't work.
I look at Garrett. Can I have a go?
Garrett nods.
Sava kind of clears his throat and just kind of shuffles past everyone and puts his hand on the wall of force.
Okay.
And in Sylvan, but with a shitty accent. Like, his accent's very harsh for Sylvan. Much like his mother tongue. So, so it comes out maybe a little abrupt. But he goes, "Hello, sister of the Winter Court," and he's got his hand on the wall of force.
So say that again. Sorry, of the what?
Hello, sister of the Winter Court. In Sylvan.
The Ice Maiden begins to step closer to the wall of force, her head slightly tilted to the side. And she slowly bows her head towards you.
Cypher bow in response.
At that, you just see Oren whip out a book, and he's just starting to scribble down notes in this journal of his.
Cypher's gonna ask its name.
She doesn't speak.
She doesn't, or she can't. Do I get the feeling she can't communicate?
She can, yes, not through any, she's almost like an ice sculpture. She doesn't have the ability to voice. She can understand.
But she understands.
She completely understands, but she cannot speak because she is, a magical creature that is fey in nature and mostly made of ice.
I'm going to look at Garrett, point at my mouth, point at my forehead, and then point at the creature.
Mm-hmm. Carrot slips his ring on.
Mm-hmm.
And just puts his hand on the shoulder of the man in front of him.
Okay.
As though, do you mind if I get a better look, friend?
You can, but just be mindful. I'm not entirely certain just how much longer I can hold this force field up until. Master Oren, I believe that it is very much due my time to depart and have it swapped over. This conversation goes on behind you, Garrett, between the two.
And Garrett puts his hands on his jacket, just and tilts his wrist enough so the ice crystal on his ring is visible.
Bow of the head from the Ice Maiden is the response you get.
Marvelous. Hold. Ooh. And Garrett links his mind to the Ice Maiden, to Cypher, to Desmond.
Immediately, you would all hear. Can she talk to all of you?
No.
Is that
No, she
No.
can only talk to me, but I can
Just you.
can
relay?
relay to them.
Sure. Are you here as jailer, executioner from this cursed, corrupted, filthy place far from the north of my home?
I am no jailer, nor executioner. This is my first visit to this place. I was unaware of your presence until now.
I see. You are of the court. You being here is destined by Her Majesty herself. For what reason, I do not know, though I am eager to find out.
The portal back to the wild is closed. I haven't had
Yes.
contact with my queen in quite some time.
Of course it is closed, these lands here, poisoned, corrupted. The cold is repelled by whatever sleeps beneath this abysmal pit of filth. I do not belong here. My home is far, far from here. I have traveled over waves, oceans, swamps, lands, roads. Now, if this is to be my resting place, my jail, then I will make sure that this place is a frozen hellscape for anyone who wishes to step inside.
I cannot argue with your words. To be displanted from your home is a wicked thing. And I'm relaying this to the others as we're going along.
Then, release me from this place. Allow me to at least remove the jailers. I am not long for this world here. I am aware I cannot go back. There are no ships, no mages that could sustain, and I cannot sustain myself for such a long, arduous journey. But those two behind you, ripe. Yes. Release me and allow me some vengeance, my lord.
I make no promises, but should the Queen's will wish it, I will do as I can.
Cypher looks a little bit sad, and he goes, "How much for it?"
Fru looks up from the note taking. He's just been watching this. She's not been like this with anyone. He's like, what for the maiden?
For the maiden, how much?
That depends. Are you wanting to buy her?
Perhaps. How much?
Not so much how much, because as I've said, the coin is not really an issue. Do you have something else of interest? She is being rather uncooperative. I mean, if you have something else in its place of interest, then I have no problem.
You'll get nothing but oblivion and pain from this one.
Well,
I
that's unfortunate.
have
But it is what it is.
something to trade. And Cypher slowly morphs into his true form.
Oren's eyes go wide, not with shock or fear, with absolute fervent interest. Oh. The other two, who are, still trying to maintain this this wall of force, pick up on the interest from Oren. And they too, whilst trying to concentrate, oh my god, that's, by the gods, that's marvelous. Yes. Oh. So, what, you wish to offer yourself in place of the ice thing in the cell? Really?
No, and I'm not some cheap parlor trick to be played with. You get a vial of blood and a piece of information.
Oh. I'm going to ask for a persuasion check. It's already pretty compelling. Has anyone got anything, any icing on the cake? Hang on, I didn't say roll yet.
Delete it then.
No, that's one of your rolls. I'm going to see if anyone gives anything, icing on the cake for advantage. So you just have to make another normal roll in a minute, if there is anything from anyone.
We can be good friends to have. Unique friends. Friends that could help you in your endeavors. Or on the other hand, be a thorn in your side, but we came looking for friends today.
Was there a hint of a threat there, Garrett?
Oh yeah, just a little one.
Oh no. There's a lot of mages here.
Yeah. Yeah, there are.
I'm not. Yeah, as soon as that sort of threat is made, Oren will just cock his brow, sigh. Ah, I see. That's a shame. I was hoping we could discuss things without having to, really try and do the one-upsmanship. I may have slightly overestimated you, but I will say, a vial of blood is rather interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, I'm sorry, at the moment I can't make a decision now. I need to relay this, as interested as I am. I must speak with the Enchantress just to make sure that it is all good. Return to me in a few days. I will have an answer, and I can assure you that that thing in there is, nobody wants to go in. Nobody wants to go in, and she certainly doesn't want to come out, so...
Oh, I wouldn't say that. She definitely wants to come out.
Yes, well, luckily, and he turns to the two mages, better help you, keep the wall of farce up, yes? It'd be a shame to have to order a few more from outside to take your positions. Never mind. So, with that, yes, a couple of days, I'll have a chat with the Enchantress, and perhaps we can come to... If she gives it the go-ahead, and don't worry, I'll make sure that the information's passed on, that you are a rather peculiar being, and your friend here has a way with, her in there. Any other questions? And with that, Oren claps his hands together.
Who is this Enchantress?
Ah. That is a question. Who is she? Who isn't she? Ah, Caliera is the name she goes by, and, well, there's a reason, I guess, dare say, that, we can make contact with these rather large and magnanimous groups. She has her finger in pies across the continent. The Doctore, she was the one who set that up. The Silent Road, she set that up. Give her facts. Speak to her as an intelligent woman, and, well, she's incredibly amenable, but sadly, like myself, we're not here for comparing sizes of, our appendages. It's just not our way. We don't care for that, and those who do, well, and with this, Oren's facade drops from the bit cheery as he looks towards you, Garrett. We like to do things a little bit more seriously here. We don't try and intimidate. We just are. We can be if we want to be. If something needs to be done, it will be done. But, well, we don't need to, do we? Because, as you said, we're going to be very good friends going forward. Yes?
We shall see. And when we speak to your Enchantress, We will then bring up the...
No, you will be speaking to me. You will be speaking to me. I will be speaking to the Enchantress to see whether or not this can be agreed upon. And then you will be speaking to me. In 2 days' time. Yes?
No. The offer has been rescinded. We are no longer amenable to what you want.
A shame.
Is there a psychic link? Like, is this psychic link able to project? Like, we can speak to Garrett, or is it only from him to us?
You can speak to me, but you can't speak to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The only thing I'm going to ask is, how are we killing them?
I mean...
Roll me an insight check. Very quickly.
Yeah, well, it's... Yeah.
You are in the belly of the beast, boys.
Yeah. Yeah, it...
All
me
I will say
posted.
with that, Desmond, you are in the belly of the beast
Yes,
with a lot of high-level mages.
that is true. I'm just all I'm saying is, like, just keep me posted. That's it.
We will take our leave. I feel we've come to an impasse. With respect to Ica, for the time being, there will be no business.
I see. Very well. A shame. A real shame. I was hoping, especially with emotions towards Cypher, someone as interesting as you and someone as smart as you, you would be able to see past certain things, but very well. In that case, I dare say, we will hear no more of you, and as such, you will hear no more of us. If that ever changes, well, I'm sure it won't. Now, will it?
No, I don't think it will.
Good.
And if it ever does,
Choose
probably
your words
not good.
carefully. Good sir.
Probably best that it doesn't. Yes.
Yes. It's probably best it doesn't. And it's probably best that you three depart rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
That's
As we
fair.
turn to leave, I just say to the Snow Maiden? Ice Maiden?
Yeah, Ice Maiden. Yeah.
We have to leave. Should you get free, kill as many as you can. Your tale will reach the court. One way or the other.
The Ice Maiden slowly bows her head in response. A single sentence lingers, Garrett. Fear not, this wall cannot hold me forever, and they will be caught unaware. Though it is reassuring to know that there are those here in this filth encrusted cesspit of a city that held the court's ideals.
Queen's blessing be upon you, and good luck.
Wall of force stops movement, but I'll roll an Arcana check. 14. I'm going to say Garrett Cypher, not so much Cypher because he's not linked with her, but Garrett. I will give you a inspiration point. You know, like a D6 inspiration to roll whenever you want, as a reminder as such that this is a shit, awful situation. You are pissed. I'm pissed for you. So yeah, you know, any sort of situation where this comes up, I will basically allow you to have either, you know, add a D6 to a roll, or give you advantage on a roll that sort of pertains to this situation going forward.
Okay, dokes.
All right. Frug, having his somewhat comical, typical gnomish thing, will step back, mutter a few words, and begin to levitate. And with a wave...
Wait, he's levitating?
He's flying.
Okay, nice. Is he flying out of the building?
He's sort of getting to a point on the balcony, and that's where he stops. He's smart.
Okay.
Yeah. He's not an idiot. As you see him whiz round towards the balcony where they open, you know, where the balcony opens up to the air, he sort of stays about 10 to 15 feet in the air and motions towards the door for you all. I would escort you all out, but again, sadly, it seems that our negotiations are at an end, so if you will be so kind, I'll see you out from here, where I can look at all of the little ants below, scuttle about their business.
Cypher goes and he tears as he's like being psychically linked to fucking Garrett. He feels his fury and it fuels him, and he just tears as many souls as he can and stores them in his focusing crystal as he goes.
All right, this place is a tower of death. Your focusing crystal.
Once that's full. Once that's full, you store it in himself, so he's kind of like bulging and pulsing, like he's ready to explode. Until so he'll stop when he feels like he can't contain anymore.
Roll me 3d100. And then after that, I need you to roll me a deception check. Because something like that, you know, isn't... Oh, okay. If you are stood there doing it, right in front of two mages, I'm going to see whether or not they understand what's going on, because they don't. You lucky changeling.
Well, they should have studied the fucking necromancy, shouldn't they?
So yeah, what happens with these 128 souls that you managed to wrench?
As soon as his full self like, we gotta go now, because he's like a balloon ready to pop.
So
I'm
I'm
just
getting the image
go
of
on.
a child that it's like has to go to the bathroom like very badly, just needs to get out.
Yeah. Yeah. He was going to bargain for these, but since they
Fuck it, yeah.
they were like, oh well, we don't need them. We're not going to use them. It's like, well, that's stupid. Why would we use them? All right,
Yeah.
cool. Mine. Like a petulant child as he walks along, just scooping them up. Yeah.
I think Gary's gone for a quick pee break.
Yeah. It's
But
angry pain.
I think it's our intention to just leave, though. Like, get out
Absolutely.
of here.
Yeah. And from his
Hairballing
elevated...
cat.
Oh, nice. Just what you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I say, you are not so much escorted, but just left to your own devices to depart the rear tower. Oh, not so much tower, but the sort of the enclave at the back of the compound. And as you step into the courtyard, you just see Oren floating, arms crossed, shaking his head as he watches you make your way towards the entrance to the main compound to get out before eventually being escorted back onto the street. The majors don't seem to show any hostilities to you. It's pretty much indifference. They saw you come in. They knew you were here for a meeting. They saw you depart. There was no words exchanged from Oren. So yeah, you weren't accosted. Pretty much just ignored. But you did count at least 35 or so robed individuals on the way out.
Okay. So on the walk back, you could see all of the veins in Cypher's arms, face, hands. Any bit of skin that's shown, there's veins just fucking pulsing.
What did you do?
I took more power than they could ever control. We need to go. I need to go see the coroner quickly.
Let's go, because you don't look well.
No, I'm perfectly fine.
Probably best I carry you if you're straining.
So now Garrett's equal parts. Few. Don't worry.
Oh, mate. I'm sorry. That's not how
Fucking gnomes.
Yeah, man. That's not how I saw that going down.
You
I
went
mean,
like that's the Fey world. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not how I saw it going down. I mean, I sort of, me and Cypher yesterday had a discussion on, what he wanted from that place, and that was very much not the conversation we had.
That's not it.
Oh no! All right. So we didn't get everything we wanted done.
No.
But we've certainly carved out a big chunk. I would say, Garrett, do you have anything more that you wish to In fact, you guys probably do actually now have some stuff with the ring, I guess, to do.
Yeah, I've only got the ring to do. That's my only
Yeah.
task.
It's entirely up to you guys. If you want to go another half hour, we can. But it is midnight, so it's your call.
I mean, I'm good if we want to just finish it off, because technically it'd only be like 11 o'clock, right?
Yeah. Desmond, are you good for another half hour?
Yeah, I'm good. It's only 7 o'clock here, so I can hang on.
Perfect. All right. So with that then, with Cypher draped in Desmond's arms, I guess, or perhaps over his shoulder, back.
Yeah.
You begin the...
No. I'll curl up under a ball once Desmond starts carrying me. It's easier to hold, like, contain everything if you're a physical ball.
Mm-hmm. You begin to make your way back northwards through Malmstown, through Piker, towards lower streets. Where do you all want to go? Is it straight to the society jobbing?
Desmond's mind is going, because he's Cypher said he needed to go see the coroner, so the path that Desmond is thinking is to the society, unless he's diverted or told otherwise.
Yes, Cypher?
Yeah, that's good. Cypher's currently a walking hurricane of power, so yeah. I wasn't expecting to get 128 souls.
I told you that place was a fucking bloodbath.
Yeah, well, 3D 100 was more than I was expecting.
All right. So with Cypher balled up, being hurried along by Desmond and Garrett more than likely leading the way, pushing people aside as you make your way through Market Row. You get towards the door of the society, and before you even knock, you're 5-10 steps away from the door, and the door to the society is already opening.
And Desmond intends to walk in, unless there's something in the way, and go directly to the coroner's chambers.
All right. So before we have a chat with the coroner, I'm gonna have to go for a pee. A pint of water's gone right through me. Or 2 pints of water. So, god damn, that was good. That was tense.
It was, yeah. I had to ask if we were going to fight them, because if so, I was going to have to cut the conversation off with silence and then just start fucking killing people. And just hope to God we could get it done before anyone realized what happened.
Kill everyone there and then blame the fucking fake agent.
It would basically be, we have to get it done in one turn. Like, we would have to silence, hit somebody. Garrett would have to sneak attack. Like, it would have to have been a perfect round of combat to kill everybody there before they had a chance to react.
I mean, all we had to do was attack the two guys holding up the wall of force. Out comes the fucking
there were the reason I positioned myself next to all of them, everything. I was thinking murder.
Part of me now you've said it. Part of I wanted to see that.
I was just this is going to end badly regardless, but I was willing to do it. Yeah.
So I'm not there.
On top of that, I was just keeping in mind that Garrett hasn't fought anybody in a while, maybe spoiling for a fight, just oh no.
Oh, it was one thing that would have triggered Garrett, was having a winter court thing there.
Seething.
Oh yeah. Lucky for them, the portal was closed.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
That was fucking good.
It was really good. Just, I don't know. I was just like, well, I can't speak to the thing. I can talk to them a little bit.
I like how Desmond's like, if you want to kill some fools, I'm going to kill some fools, right?
Yeah, it's basically his function. So,
All right. So, with that, I mean, you didn't like Frug before. You definitely don't like him now.
Fucking hate him.
but here's the thing. Like the lady that goes through the town and does the whole bring out your dead thing, we know what she looks like.
Yeah.
And they travel with a lot less than 35 mages when they're doing that.
Yep. Yep. All right, so bursting through the door to the coroner's chamber, you would all immediately be greeted with the voice of the coroner, not even turning round from his grimoire.
An interesting predicament. Too greedy. Yes.
Cypher can't talk, he's just like... He's gesturing to the lantern. He's like... Pointing.
Okay.
Do you think if I gave you a squeeze, it'd be like a bellows? I'd just blow it at it.
As entertaining as that may be, no. The fool has devoured far too much. Bring him here.
The coroner points to a stone slab just off to the side, next to
Desmond's
the
gonna
central
set him up
obelisk.
on- Yep, Desmond's going to put him right there very quickly.
Coroner at that closes grimoire, looks at Desmond, looks at Garrett, and finally his eyes, milky white, pale eyes. Oh, it is still up. Thank you. Focus on Cypher. If a lich could sigh, you get the impression he would.
Cypher's like, yeah, I understand. I'm not fucked up, but I only have one chance. But he can't vocalize any of this. He's just like, okay, get the judging over with. Do the thing.
Fine. This needs to be expelled. Here, hold.
He reaches out, takes an amulet from around his neck, and puts it in your hands for you to clench onto, Cypher.
I greedily clutch it.
Concentrate, conduit, direct access through focus towards the obelisk.
I will keep them safe for now.
Cypher's mouth unhinges and green light comes out. And out comes a stream of souls. It's a torrent at first, and then slowly it turns into a trickle, and they go into the obelisk.
The obelisk in the center of the room pulses momentarily as you would all see this green spiraling energy just almost like a whirlwind, a vortex, just get drawn into it. The coroner glances over your Cypher, closes his eyes, puts his palm to your head. Yeah, this makes sense. With an abyssal mutter, he casts a single spell on you. God damn. Do you know this spell?
I think I've probably read it in a book as an ancient spell. Like they're like, yeah, that's weird. No, I can't do that.
The name of this lich is called the Coroner. We don't know his actual name. We don't know. The only name that we know from the society is someone called Lamorna Trembath. But whether she moonlights as that, we don't know. So yeah, this is the Coroner. So, Cypher, Death Ward.
Mm-hmm.
The first time you drop to 0 HP, you instead drop to 1 HP and this spell ends. This is now in effect until... Yeah. Until it's triggered.
It was cast by the coroner until it works. Okay, fair enough.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw quickly.
Oh dear. Man's not good at con.
How do you feel?
Ten, probably knackered, right?
Definitely drained, yeah.
Exhausted, but not in pain.
Shame. Pain is what you deserve for being too foolish, stupid.
Yes, well, I feel that it's in my nature to do stupid things.
The finger then goes towards Desmond and Garrett. And you two. Never must he go into this state again. I have put far too much effort into teaching him what he knows. Loss would put me back tenfold.
Garrett's eyes have been locked onto the amulet that the coroner took from his neck.
Roll me a history check. So, Gudrun, I'll give you two questions about it to ask.
Has it got a symbol of any of the recognized religions on it?
From your point of view, there's a recognized religion. Yes and no. You would have seen from your past in archives back home
Mhm.
a
Mhm.
symbol that, yes, you would recognize this as a certain symbol of a certain long dead god.
Mhm.
And you imagine, I think you already know which god it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. If it's a conversation we had the other day, yes.
it is.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
And chat will never know. Get fucked!
they will. They will at some point, but until Garrett spills the beans on it.
Oh no, Garrett won't spill the beans on that.
But yes, it is indeed a very, very old symbol of a long dead god. You have another question?
I don't know what else to ask. I didn't expect you to give me that much information.
It makes sense that you would know it.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
not firsthand, but it's definitely something, due to the phase ties to
Mhm.
the cataclysm and the dying of the gods. That there'll be references. All right. In that case, I will give another tidbit of information then. That you would all notice. The souls that passed through it. Originally, the power emanating from Cypher was that of chaos, unbridled fury of raging against their cell, and you would expect that power being pushed into another obelisk would still be a swirling vortex of rage, death. It's like all these souls that have got regrets and suffered and pain thrust upon them. There is none of that. Even though there was a vortex of power and a vortex of souls coming out of this amulet, it was very focused, very calm. Almost as if the souls had been given some semblance of peace or rest.
Garrett lowers his gaze and just says, "Thank you."
Thanks, not needed. No. He will be.
Go on, Simon.
Has Cypher still got a hold of the amulet?
Yeah.
Would a Cypher notice this phenomenon while he was fucking Bukkake?
Roll me a religion
Souls.
check. No, it's I would say to you, Cypher,
He's vomiting souls.
Yeah.
yeah.
You're too busy giving your best jump, filling the sink impression.
Yeah. No, you noticed absolutely fuck all, mate. You're just glad it's over. You're done, Bit of drool down the side of the mouth. Blurry vision.
Actually, Cypher's just gonna sit there pleased with himself. He's like, shit, there's a lot of souls.
Your lantern. Where?
And the bony finger of the coroner begins to poke you in the side of the face, Cypher.
Huh?
Lantern. Where?
We never made one.
There is no we. You.
But yes, but finding a substantial core for building a lantern is not so easy. Besides, I got something better coming. And Simon just creepily smiles, like a smile that literally goes from ear to ear. They'll do the same job.
You have a week. After a week passes, I will not be able to separate the newly added souls from the rest. The souls in the obelisk will be devoured by those who inhabit it.
He just looks at the corner. He's like, you mean you?
Did you say that?
No, but he was thinking it.
I just had the coroner's fucking sheet with them, like, well, it's nice knowing you.
No, he's thinking it. Like, he can see what's happening. He's like,
Yeah.
and one soul. Two. Yeah.
All right. So, with that, yes, you have the coroner's blessing. You and your get out of death fucking free rolls, mate.
Damn it.
Jammy bastard. So yeah, with that, anything else anyone wishes of the coroner?
I think we've pushed on luck enough.
He loves having something to do. Don't let his fucking outside demeanor trick you. He loves company. Misery loves company.
He also likes flame striking us from the ceiling.
I mean, that's kind of what I was going for.
Well, see, he kind of reminds me of a cat. Like, he's having fun, he likes company, but he gets overstimulated, and then everybody has to fucking pay. So, like,
I mean, you're not wrong there. Any other visits to the others while you're here? In fact, there's probably only going to be the botanist available if you need to see her. Or do you want to save
No,
that?
terrorized her enough.
Yeah. All right. So with that, then you are ushered out of the coroner's chamber. Scythe, you don't really get much of a chance. You know,
Go. Go. You are fine now. Rest. And again, remember, it's no longer than 7 days. Or what was yours becomes mine.
I think the
Okay.
coroner was pretty worried there.
Hey, he was. My little protege, no!
honestly, Desmond looks a little bit, leaving and walking back, Desmond looks a little bit bewildered and like worried, but he doesn't really conceive of why. Something's off there. Something's off there.
What do you mean?
I've never seen the coroner like that. Quite like that.
He kind of likes me, you know that?
Yes, but set him back though? So, maybe it's just a slip of the tongue. Never mind.
What did he mean by you've got a week?
What? He kind of looks around as if to say, is he fucking listening to us?
Roll me a perception check. You're not sure. It's unlikely. You know what the coroner's like.
He has the attention span of a goldfish. He has ADHD.
But at the same time,
He did just cast a spell on me, so I'm like,
maybe not here.
they might not be viable. Think of have you ever mixed water and oil?
I know of it.
No, so usually the oil sits on top of the water, or vice versa. I can't remember. It's kind of like that at the moment, but over time, the consistency will meld, and it'll become one thing.
Sounds like Francis is cooking.
Exactly. Exactly like Francis cooking. It takes a week too.
The coroner is a chef with his soul soup.
But taking those into you nearly killed you. How will another week make any difference?
Well, I think that's the coroner's soup pot, and Cypher needs his own soup pot to keep soup in.
Yes. Something like that.
That's the closest I've got.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett just shakes his head and goes, "Magic, people."
No, right? I know.
So, the quest for Cypher's soup pot begins. And with
Yeah.
that, I would imagine you're probably going to make your way back to the folly after all of that chaos.
Yeah. One question before we go.
Sure.
Did I scratch a surface of gathering anywhere near the total of the souls in the area?
Just under half.
Just under half. Wonderful. Okay.
Any other questions?
No, I got what I wanted.
All right. Garrett, any questions from you?
No, Garrett's just going to go back and start working on jewelry again.
All right. Last but not least, Desmond. Any questions?
I feel like the only question I have is when we return to the folly, where the fuck is Scarn?
Oh, he's by the fire.
Okay.
Still.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else can wait for next week.
Yeah, no, he's
Scarn in full basking mode, is he?
absolutely
Mouth open.
Yeah, like a bearded dragon under a heat lamp. Scarn's there in front of the fire. Is pushed Falco's table just off to the side slightly so he can get a full stretch out. I would also probably say that due to this, there's a couple of the local ladies who visit the folly have taken to using him as an extra bench. But because again he's basking, no, it doesn't care.
You have to get him a nice rug.
All of a sudden, he's literally part of the furniture.
Yeah.
Okay.
The people got drunk, and it's just like, oh, fucking, we're going to sit on that thing near the fire. That's a pretty interesting looking sculpture they've got there.
Yeah.
Those who've wandered in drunk from drinking out, like, oh, is that a new feature? Fuck it, we'll sit on it.
I feel like we should have let him win.
All right. Well, in that case, then, yeah. Closes out.
Goodbye, chat.
Bye, chat.
Bye, chat. And see you next time on Pariahs.
Oh, dear me. That was a bit of a roller coaster of a session. From memes to more memes to oh fuck, back to memes again. Oh man, that went in a very, very different direction. All right, with that, I'm going to see about closing us out. We'll see if there's someone to raid. Thank you all for joining episode 49 of Pariahs, and look forward to seeing you all Saturday for Chronicles, and then next Sunday for episode 50 of Pariahs, where hopefully Vanya and Reza will be returning to us, because they too have got shit to do. So yeah, I'll see how I can ruin that for them. Where's my music thing gone? There it is. Alright, with that everyone, thank you very much for joining, and yeah, see you soon. Bye. I'm going to look down there for that one there. Bye, 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 bye.